Let's take a look here at the parsing questions for chapter 36. Are there any particular ones you want to go through? Number 5. This is a very exciting verb. Okay. let's just try to pronounce it. That's a little bit challenging, isn't it? How would you say this? Vayar. That's right. That shava is a silent shava. Vayar. Now, take a look at this vav pathak doubling dot. You know that must be a WCI. That means that the yod has to be what kind of letter? That's a prefix yod. That's part of the nutty prefixes. And so I can go ahead and bracket that out. And that means I'm only seeing how many root letters? I'm only seeing 2. Okay? So with no ending, the prefix yod, I know this is a WCI 3 M S, right? What I'm not sure about is what's the verbal root and what's the stem. Okay, so if we think about this, when I'm missing a root letter out of the 3, where can I have that missing letter? Either 1 or 3, right? So I'm either looking at roots 1, 2, 3 missing, or roots 2, 3, and 1 missing. Okay? Now, this is a WCI. If this were a 3-hey verb, resh, ayin, hey, could I have a reason to think that that's a 3-hey verb with something missing? What happens in 3-hey verbs in the WCI and jussive when I have no inflectional ending? What is that magical A word called? Apocapation. Say that with me. Apocapation. Let's see. We'll write that down. Apocapation. Okay. What does that mean? What language is that from? Greek. Apa from kapto, cut. Cutting away from. The segel hay has been cut away. All right. So this would certainly make sense as a 3-hey verb with apocapation, and I should expect that with the WCI. Now, what does ra'ah mean? To see. To see. Okay, ra'ah. Now, with the ayin here instead of the aleph, what does that mean? To tend or to shepherd. Okay. Now, I have an A vowel under the yod here. So, let's reconstruct this. If I had the imperfect with yar A, 3ms, and I apocopated, I could see yar being what's left, right? Now, which stem would that be if I had an A-class vowel under the nutty prefix? Which stem gets an A? Hifil, right? Hifil does. Yar A. So this could be a hifil, WCI, and that would make very good sense. Now, ra'ah means to see, and the cal, the hifil, what would that meaning be? To show, right? It's to cause someone to see. That means I show you. Okay? So how would I translate this? If it's hifil, vayar, and he showed. Okay? And he showed. Could this be anything else as far as the stem goes for ra'ah? Okay, so here's another possibility. Now take a look at this verb ra'ah in your vocab list. So if you look at the vocab word for the vocab list for the chapter, do you see how for the cal of ra'ah, he gives you the preterite, or what we're calling the WCI, and it's apocopated as well, and it's vayar. Okay? So the cal and the hifil WCI end up looking identical to each other. This happens with a handful of verbs. Okay? It happens with a handful of verbs, and this is one of them, where the hifil and cal's forms end up coalescing. Okay, so now if it's Cal, how am I going to translate this? And he saw. Okay, and he saw, not showed. So Cal is see, Hifil show. Okay. Why is there an A-class vowel there? It probably has to do with that resh being a semi-guttural. Okay, because the imperfect would in the Cal would be what? Not yar a, but year a with a Keurig, right? Now, if I add the va and I apocopate this, I'm going to get va year and a silent shiva and an aleph. And for some reason, this verb likes to take the pathak there, and it becomes vayar, and he saw. Okay? All right. I knew someone was going to ask about that one. So, there you go.
So it's either a fill or a call.
So, Hifil or Cal, WCI. Yep. Other questions? Yeah, let's look at number 6. We have Yerev. Everybody say that with me. Yerev. All right. Now, when you have a prefix consonant with a double segol pattern like this, I mean, you could think that maybe that's a noun, and you just have to look up this in your lexicon and say, is there a segolate noun, Yerev? Okay, there's not. So that means that this could be a prefix yod with a double segol, and I'm seeing 2 out of 3 root letters here, right? Which one's missing? This could be roots 1 and 2, and 3 might be missing because it's a 3-hay verb. And that means I'd have to ask myself, do I have a 3-hay verb with those 2 root letters and hay? Rava. Do I have a verb rava? Yes, I do. What does that mean in the Cal? To be or become much. That's right. And if it's in the Hifil, it means to make someone to be much, to increase them, or to multiply. All right? Now, here's the question. If it's a 3-hay verb, and I've lost the hay at the end, this is due to apocopation. Which forms apocopate? The uninflected jussives and WCIs, okay? When I say uninflected, what do I mean? I mean there's no ending, okay? Which forms are no ending when I have prefix conjugation forms like the jussive and WCI? Well, 3MS, 3FS, 2MS, 1CS, and 1CP. Those are the uninflected forms, okay? So there, that yod looks like the uninflected prefix, right? 3MS, no ending, okay? So this could be 3MS. Now, I don't have a va in front of this. So which one of these two is it? Jussive or WCI? It's going to be jussive, okay? Is it Cal, Nifal, Hifil, Hofal, Piel, Pual? What do I have here? Okay, so this is the Hifil pointing. What would be the what I've referred to as the long form, the unapocopated form of the verb rava? If it's the Cal imperfect, it would be year bay. Okay, and I have to chop off the segol hay to get the apocopated form. The Hifil, it would be yar bay. I'd have my dagesh lene here. And so for the Hifil, jussive, I'd have to cut off the segol hay. Okay? So year b or yar b. Okay? When I apocopate. What happens in the Cal? I could either leave the silent shiva here or add what helping vowel? Segol. So I could have yirb or yirav. All right? And then the Keurig could also become what? in the cal? What could the prefix vowel become? There's really 4 possibilities that different 3-hay verbs can do in the cal when they apocopape. This could also become a sere. Okay, so yerb or yerev. All right. For yarbe, yarb, what would be the helping vowel to break up this consonant cluster? The helping vowel is segel, right? So if I go with the segel here, what does segel like to do? Segel likes to take over the world, okay? And harmonize everything to it. So then this would become yerev. Okay? Yerev. And by the way, once I apocopape, the bet for yarbe is now at the end of the word, and it's going to lose that dagesh lene, right? So that will fall out. So I get yerev. And my accent in the cal and hifl likes to go to the prefix. And that's what I have here, yerev. So this is actually the hifl jussive. So how would I translate that? Let, 3ms, let him, hifl rava, let him what? Multiply. Or let him increase someone or something. Add to it. All right? So that's the form. Now, grab your weak verb paradigms. These are tricky, right? So let's just take a quick look and see if we could get help from our weak verb paradigms. So we're looking at gala as our paradigm verb. Here's the jussive 3ms. The cal is yigel. You don't see yegel, right? Yigel. Over here, the apocopated jussive forms, nifal, yigal, short for yigale, right? Yigal. Yugale becomes yugal in the PL. Yugule becomes yugul. That sounds like you're calling somebody a ghoul, right? You ghoul. Yithgale becomes yithgal. And then look, I have yegel for the hifil jussive, which is apocopated. And basically, to use these paradigms, you just have to realize, in many cases, just switch out the 2 root letters you're looking at, but leave the vowel pointing in the prefixes and suffixes, and do you have the same form? Well, I do here, right? Rava, put a resh and a bet here, and I've got yerev for the jussive 3ms. Okay? So you can use your paradigms to help you confirm what you think you're looking at. Look at number 12. We have ha'ir, ha-benuya. Say that with me. Ha'ir, ha-benuya. What is ha'ir? The city. Ha-benuya is a verbal form. I have ha-ha. That means that I'm probably looking at what for this? The article. And this is a attributive participle. Okay? Now look at benuya. Benuya. What kind of participle might this be? Well, think about this for a minute. Most of my participles will have what at the front of them? A mem prefix. Okay? There's only 2 stems that don't. What are they? The cal and the nifal. The nifal participle has what? Has a noon prefix. So I'm out of the nifal and all the other stems. This is cal. Which cal participle has possibly a vocal shiva, but always a shurik with root 2? Right? I've got root 1, root 2, and a shurik with it. The cal passive participle. Remember, pakud is my cal passive participle. That means appointed or visited, right? Pakud. Why would my A shift to a vocal shiva here? Yes, it's open and pretonic, right? Banu or banui adds a comet hey because what gender is city? It's feminine singular, so I'm adding feminine singular comet hey, and it's going to take the stress. Banui becomes banuya. So ba is open and proper tonic because the tonic syllable is at the end, right? So banuya becomes banuya. All right, so where did this yod come from? I see the bet and the noon of the verb bana, which is a three-hay verb. Where's that yod coming from here? Yeah, the three-hay they think was originally a three yod, but you rarely see the yod. When you do, it's usually not a consonant. It is here. It's usually a mater yod. All right. So, but here I do get a real plus here. I get to see the real yod, and it's doubled, isn't it? That's a doubling dot, and you'll see that sometimes with your verb forms. You get that yod reappears, and it's a consonant, and there's a doubling dot. Okay. So it's the city, the built. And how would you put that into good English? The built city. This could be used for rebuilding as well. So it could be the rebuilt city. And then if you want to use a relative clause, you could say the city that or which was or is rebuilt. Okay? Notice participles do not have any inherent tense value. You have to always pay attention to your context to know. And we have no context here, so any of those is a good option. All right. Can we look at 13 real quickly? I have banithi. We just looked at bana here. Do you see the root letters for bana? Bet noon. Where's root 3? It's not really present, but the mater yod seems to be a remnant of it. And then the T ending is what? That's 1 CS for which conjugation? The perfect. Okay. So just knowing the T ending, you can get most of the parsing. Which stem is it? Before root 1, there's no prefixing. Which stems have no prefix in front of root 1? The cal. The nifal has a nifal noon, so that's prefixed. The pl and pual. The hifil and hofal have hays. Hithpile has hith. Okay? So there's only 3. In 2 of them, there should be doubling in root 2. PL and pual. Do I have that? Nope. So this is looking like a cal, right? And is that the typical cal vowel pointing? It is. Pa-kad, pa-kada, right? And then pa-kad-ti. What's different is I don't have the A vowel like pa-kad-ti because 3-hay verbs do the Keurig yod thing in most of the stems. All right? So banithi. Banithi is I what? I built. I built. Very good. Okay. Any other questions here? Number 2. Yeah, let's look at number 2. This is, repeat after me, biv no thi. Okay, the accent is, do you have an accent mark on yours? Yeah? I don't think there's supposed to be an accent here. Okay? I can't think of why there is one. So, this is, what? What do you think you've got going on here? Okay, this looks like this could be bana. And if it is, why do I have 2 bets? This first one could be preposition. And then bana, roots 1 and 2. Oat. If this is bana, what is oat on a 3-hay verb? 3-hay verbs get oat for the same form in all the 7 stems. That is the infinitive construct of 3-hay verbs. All right? Oat, 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 all the way across. So benot, the act of building. If this is an infinitive construct, I have a shiva under the bet. Which stem has a shiva under the root 1 for the infinitive? The cal does. Think p-code, right? P-code. That's the cal infinitive construct. Benot. The only thing is that 3 hey verbs are weak on the back side, so I'm not going to have the typical sort of thing, but the front is normal, okay? So it's literally in the act of building, and then this Keurig yod at the end is which pronoun? It's the 1CS pronoun, okay? So I have a cal infinitive construct with the 1CS pronoun and the preposition bet, okay? That's the way I'd parse this from bana. So in my act of building, which is to say if the bet is temporal, when I, and it's either build or built, but we don't have any context to know whether it's past or not, right? So when I build or when I built. That's the form there. Does that make sense? Okay, good.